Welcome to Key Digital University. Today we're going to learn all about the AV over IP integration tools. Let's take a look.
Welcome to Key Digital University. We're going to be talking about our enterprise AV over IP integration tools today, which are based on a network switch backbone. These systems are expandable. They're with non-symmetrical IOs in place of DAs and traditional matrices. You can do building or campus-wide systems all on a single wire to each display. Here you can see we have 4 sources feeding 4 of our IP922 encoders. They all go into our managed gigabit switch, and then we have 42 displays, each showing 6 decoders each, so 42 decoders. And then also we're de-embedding the audio out of our encoders and feeding into an audio amplifier as well. So that is all that's required of this system: is our encoders, our decoders, our managed gigabit switch, as well as our iPad to control it over Wi-Fi, and a PC or laptop to help set up the system if necessary. And we'll go into that a little bit later. So how does it work? Instead of using unicast, as traditionally has been done, we are using multicast, meaning we take one copy of the video into our encoder. That then puts it into the network, and then each decoder takes it out of the network into each display or projector, etc. All over one of our verified network switches, which you can find the guide for that on our website, which we'll talk about here in a little bit as well. So, system preparations. This applies to all 3 versions of our encoders and decoders, our KD IP 822, 922, or 1022. These run with a compression standard of Motion JPEG 2000, maximum bandwidth less than 900 megabits per second, latency equals 40 milliseconds at 4K 60, and then it's PoE, so no power supply is necessary out in the field. It gets all its power from the managed gigabit switch, and the required network cabling is Cat 6 and above. No Cat 5, please. It does not require it to be Cat 6 shielded, unless of course you're running close to some electrical circuitry that may cause interference, but Cat 6 and above is acceptable. We have our KD IP 1080 system facts here. These apply to our 1080 TX and RX systems. We call them transmitters and receivers instead of encoders and decoders because they run a little bit differently. Compression standard 8.264, maximum bandwidth less than 15 megabytes per second. Latency equals 400 milliseconds at 1080p, and these also are PoE, so no required power supplies out in the field. You can run these on Cat 5e and better. So, our multi-switch systems. No problem with FiberLink. All you do is calculate the required FiberLink bandwidth, and you can link multiple switches to go as far as you need to go. With our IP encoders and decoders, you can have a rather large system. So, as we mentioned before, this all runs on a network switch routing backbone. And here's a list of several of the manufacturers of switches we have approved. You can easily find that documentation on our website. If you go to any of our products for the 922s, 822s, 1022s, there's a link under the download section for our verified network switches, as you can see here. And as you can see, it's got quite a bit of documentation there. It has all the setup, the steps. It's very simple, but you need to open up certain things to allow 4K video to be able to pass. But we have step-by-step for each of the manufacturer's switches right there. You'll also fill out one of our questionnaires, which is also available in the same tab, just a few links down from the network switch link, where you would put in all of your information for your encoders and decoders, your IP addresses. Please note that the IP 922s and 1020s and 822s. They all require 2 IP addresses. One is the main IP address for the control. The other is for the video to be able to pass. So, set up with Key Digital Management Software Pro. Very easy, but may not be required by you, and we'll talk about that here in just a minute. But you can configure the units with it very easily. But as I said, we actually now pre-configure your systems for you based on your questionnaire. Before they ever ship out, we burn them in and make sure that they're completely working before they ever ship out to make them truly plug and play. Now, you can set up with the Key Digital Management Software Pro as well. Again, you may not have to do this, but it's there for your ease of use if need be. You can define your virtual matrix system easily on here. And again, unlike the traditional matrices of set ins and outs, this is a virtual matrix just using the gigabit network switches, so it's easily set up. And you can see here, you can go in, set all your settings, do everything you want it to do. Again, we do this for you ahead of time, but if you need to change anything, you can easily do that from your laptop. You can also run the system once it's up and running with your laptop as well. Most likely you're going to run it on the free Key Digital app GUI, but you can change to the friendly names. You can add end user presets, output input switching, do the video preview, and finger drag the video wall management, which I will show you here in a minute. As I said, it works flawlessly on your iPad device or iOS device. As you can see here, you see across the bottom, main, switchers, presets, video wall, and live feeds. Here we show the switcher section. Next we'll show you the video wall, finger drag, video wall management section, which is amazing to see live. And all of this is Key Digital App Ready, as you can see. Here is the switching section again, but also showing the video preview to the right of each section, so you can see what is going on the screen right there as well. Pretty phenomenal. So that is it for the integration tools section of Enterprise AV over IP, and that is from Key Digital University.